Fun fact, Columbus is in the bad place because of all the raping, slave trade, and genocide.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
We rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Rolling. What? Yes, welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. This is Eli, aka the Shred Skin. And joining me is my co-host.
Oh, I bring myself in. Okay. I didn't know you would bring me in tonight. Yeah, welcome back to Comic Book Bullies. This is Leroy, aka Baby Man Thing. I didn't know if Eli was going to bring me in tonight. You know, we're trying something new. We're switching it up. Hold up. Let's see if I fuck this up. Watch I fuck this up. Oh, I did it right this time. Okay. That's what I did again to make sure. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we're back with the episode. Want to jump in. Sorry about yesterday. We couldn't do it. It was the damnedest thing. I paid my internet bill. An hour before we was about to record, internet went out. And this is Mississippi. So if it's on the weekend, that's it. Nobody's coming to help you. So I actually did get a notice that it was up until 2:00 today. So yes, for 14 hours, I had no internet. Now I know some people, you know, I know we live in a world where if you go 14 hours without internet, some people think it's just like, you might as well just hold my nose and just put me underwater. You know, what am I supposed to do with 14 hours? Fortunately, I can live without internet. I'm okay. We grew up in an era where internet didn't exist. We're older than Google. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people don't know about that. So
I still got some porno mags around here somewhere.
yeah, because you just in case you're emergent. We call that our emergency stash.
Yeah.
Because the internet goes out, you don't have Pornhub, you got to have an emergency stash. So
Got some DVDs.
right, DVD. What is that? You know, so yeah, single player video games. Just cut them on. Yes, they still work without internet. You know, I got just in case. I got the Snyder Cut 4K Blu-ray, 4 hours. I can watch it offline. So I have stuff to do. I can make it without internet. I'm okay. But it screwed it up because we couldn't record the podcast. So that's, you know, that's why I'm thinking like any other day I wouldn't care. But right now, damn. And then you know what's even worse about that? We're going to get to the podcast, but even worse about that. I was in the middle of watching House of the Dragon. Let me watch this before the internet gets
still
spoiled.
watching that?
I'm still watching it. I'm into it. I finally got into it. I kind of halfway know what's going on, but I was watching it. I don't know what's happening. So by the time the internet came back on the next day, I go online social media.
Oh shit.
There we go.
Are you on?
I'm talking all this shit, and then the internet about to go out again.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to the podcast. Well, actually, let's do some little house cleaning. Well, not house cleaning, anything first. A thing is today. That's why I wanted to record it last night because I wanted to set up today. Because today is, I want to wish, I guess, Eli, happy National Indigenous Peoples Day. Am I saying it right?
Pretty much. Indigenous Peoples Day.
Indigenous People Day is not national? Okay.
Not yet. Well, today, the mayor of St. Paul finally declared today, you know, as Indigenous Peoples Day because it's been Columbus Day ever since. So it's starting to catch on. Yes, my city is now down with it, down with Indigenous Peoples Day officially. You know? Shit, are you there?
His internet's going out, just like mine
Somebody's,
was. Yeah.
There you are, or not.
Actually, I think it's me. Yeah, it's not even you, it's me. Okay. All right. He'll come back in, or we'll settle. One of these things will happen. All right. So, just want to say happy National. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's you and me. It might be me. I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear you, but then you freeze up. So I don't know. Somebody's, okay. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll keep going. All right. So, like I said, National Indigenous Peoples Day, because we do not wish that fucker Christopher Columbus Day. The only Columbus we acknowledge is Wallace. I fucked that line up. That's okay.
Christopher.
Only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace. Thank you, Eli, for correcting me on a rap lyric. Okay. Yeah. That being said, we kind of move on to it because now, Eli, it's on you because you watched the movie. Because we made a rule in October. We start because there's a bunch of movies that came out, but we start with real horror first, and then we go to the other shit.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna let you start off, and hopefully everything will move smoothly from here on out. But yeah, give it to us because the movie you watched was Hellraiser. Hellraiser on Hulu.
Yes, Hellraiser.
Okay.
Hulu's Hellraiser. Yes, the new one. Brand new, supposedly a reboot, rehash, requel, what have you. A fresh take on Clive Barker's classic tale, based on one of his books, The Hellbound Heart. He actually made 2 movies, Hellraiser and then Hellraiser 2 Hellbound, which I think are classics. I love, especially the first one. The second one's cool. Both those movies are classics to me. And then a bunch of shitty sequels came out that I don't give a fuck about. I haven't even seen them all. Most of them suck. What's his face did one? Scott Derrickson, the guy who did Doctor Strange. He
I thought
directed
you said
a
Shazam. I can't remember. It's one of those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, he did the first Doctor Strange movie. He made a Hellraiser movie, and I did not enjoy it.
Oh damn. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, and this one, it was a fresh take. It's all new, it's a whole new story, all new Cenobites. They're very controversial. They're getting a woman to play Pinhead, the lead Cenobite. Causing a lot of riffs on the internet, from who.
Okay. Yeah. That crowd.
Yeah, that crowd that even though Pinhead or the Hell Priest in the original novel was androgynous and sort of was femme, appearing, had a femme appearance anyways. But yeah, so it's all new Cenobites, all new characters, still the same principle. If you're not familiar with Hellraiser, the Hellraiser movies, the concept is people seek out the greatest pleasures. And once they feel they've experienced feel they've experienced everything, they seek out the lament configuration, which is the puzzle box. They solve the puzzle, and that opens this portal to like hell, where the Cenobites come and basically rip your body apart and make you experience more pains and pleasure. And the first movie, yes, we were introduced to a guy, Frank, who escaped hell, and and Kirsty Cotton, who sent him back and all that. But this is a whole new set of characters. It's about this. She's a recovering addict, and she's like, I think what happens? She robs they go rob a house, and they end up stealing the puzzle box. End up solving it, and then the Cenobites come and start tormenting her. But then she's like, I didn't mean to open it. And says, well, you need to feed the box. You need to like give us a soul. So what she starts doing is you got to cut yourself on the box. That marks your blood. That brings the Cenobites to you. So she ends up, finding people to send to hell, so to speak. And when I think about it, sounds like sounds like a garbage person. Of course, we introduced to this rich billionaire asshole who has the puzzle box, and he's been using it to send souls to the Cenobites in hopes of gaining the prize, in hopes of becoming a Cenobite yourself. Because that's what happens in these movies. You can become a Cenobite. Leviathan, this god that lives in hell, he seeks out humans that have a dark nature, or just basically assholes. And he basically, if you prove yourself worthy, you can become a Cenobite. And that's what he's trying to do. So there's that side plot. And I gotta say, the Cenobites were fine. The new Hell Priest, she was fine. That was all cool. The effects were great. The kills were cool. However, I found this movie very, very long and kind of boring. I started to doze off during it.
Was it
and
the
now,
plot or?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's like 2 hours. It's like 30 minutes too long. You know what I mean? It's a long movie, and it goes through these really long stretches of just exposition and talking, and just kind of became kind of a slog towards the middle. And I was really kind of nodding off, and that's, of course, I have been moving. I've been busy a lot. So I'm like constantly doing shit. So when I try to sit down and watch something, I've been falling asleep on. I fell asleep on the new Andor episode too. So
Oh damn. Okay.
so I've been falling asleep on it. When you were posting the Thursday Night Football, I fell asleep on that game too.
Well, damn. I think I did too, but yeah, I wouldn't move it.
Well, I heard that game was shitty anyway. But yeah, I just been like, you really gotta, you really gotta hold my attention now, like, because I'm just so burnt out and just been so busy lately. But I found this movie to be very slow and kind of boring. I didn't really connect with any of the characters. I felt like this recovering drug addict is sort of like this thing now that it's like a trope now in this new wave of what I call emo horror, where I'm not a fan of movies like Hereditary or Midsummer or The Lighthouse or any like these people that are just kind of shitty characters that treat people like shit, and they're just it's just a bummer. Basically, these new wave of horror movies are just really bummed out dramas, and then some gory shit happens in them, and then it's a new horror movie, and they call it elevated horror and all this these
psychological horror.
All this crap, and I just find them all kind of boring and not very fun to watch. And that's what I felt they were doing. Oh, she's a recovering addict. She's trying to, get past her trauma and all this shit and the fucked up things in her life. And it gets a little bit of a slog to watch. So I was not really a fan of this. That's just me. I know a lot of people are loving this movie. I've heard people say it's the best horror Hellraiser ever. I don't think so. They're praising the new Cenobites. I find, the Cenobites are fine. She's cool. The new Cenobites that they have, there's a group of them. All the flare or whatever. I thought there was some really gnarly scenes that actually made me wince. Some of the kills were like, oh shit, So it does have its moments, but overall, I found it slow. Slow and long. I felt like they could have cut a lot down and just tightened it up. And yes, they do set up a sequel where like this rich billionaire asshole, it might be coming back and probably as a Cenobite, So yeah, I mean, I'll give it a 3 out of 5, and that's probably being generous,
Oh wow. Okay.
I probably don't like it that much, but I don't know if I'm going to watch this again.
Okay, that's what I'm going to ask you. Do you think it deserves another rewatch? Like I said, you're exhausted. Maybe you weren't locked in on this movie. So
yeah, I don't know.
maybe you score right. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe. Yeah, who knows? Later on down the line. But I've tried that before. I've tried that with a bunch of. I didn't like it, and then I'll give it another watch, and then like, no, I still don't like it. And then I'm even more mad because I watched it again.
You're right. You should have went with your first instinct.
Yeah. Damn, I had to sit through this shit again.
All right. Okay. Can we get to the fluffy horror now?
Sure.
Cute, fluffy. Okay.
Cute,
all right.
Fluffy horror.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Horror. Yeah. All right. So for those who know what we're talking about, we are talking about Werewolf by Night. It's a Disney special. So yes, this
Halloween
is
special.
Halloween special, yes. Horror by Disney. So there you go. What I thought about this movie. Eli, let me go first. Okay. Before you just tear off into it.
How do you know I'm gonna do that?
Just let me go first. Oh, first off, I saw it in your eyes. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. It's a time. All right. So first thing what I want to say about this movie is that I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. Like I said, I had no expectation about it whatsoever. Didn't care about watching it. I don't even think I ever read a Werewolf by Night comic book. I mean, I think Eli has me over that, you know. But I'm like, let me just turn this shit on. Let me just see what happened. And like you, Eli, when it first came on, I was halfway paying attention. But by the end of it, I was thoroughly enjoying it. I thought it was fun. I realized what Marvel was doing with it. Marvel was going a different direction, which we always want Marvel to do. We want Marvel to switch it up, you know, do something different. What they did with this not a movie, not a TV show, it's somewhere in between. It's a special, you know, and it's basically an homage or a love letter to the old Universal monster movies. That's basically what it is, like the old Wolfman and stuff like that. It's basically that. It's all in black and white. One reason I think they did it in black and white. One thing, it adds to the aesthetic of it, you know. And another reason, you can get away with more shit, you know, in black and white. Just like in Kill Bill, when she fought the Crazy 88, everything went black and white. I'm pretty sure, Eli, correct me if I'm not wrong like that. Like if Quentin Tarantino didn't do that, the movie would have been NC-17 with all the violence going on. I think something was like that, you know.
All the blood that was flowing.
Right. So the blood, so you do it in black and white, the blood goes from red to just black. You can get away with more shit because, and I'm not even saying this was
that's not
Deadpool.
Blood, it's chocolate syrup.
Exactly. You know, like, you know, tasty, you know. And so, but I'm not saying the violence was Deadpool or Logan or even any of the Netflix shows. It wasn't that. This was
I was actually
Disney.
surprised how hard it did go.
I'm not, like I said, they pushed it as far as what we expect from Disney
I didn't
to
expect
do.
it to go that hard. Like it went
Yeah.
pretty hard. I was like, whoa, oh shit. Oh, this is Disney, isn't it? No shit. All right.
Well, here's the thing, Eli. The reason I wasn't like overly like, oh shit, because we saw this in Doctor Strange. Like we saw the violence in Doctor Strange. We saw like a dude get his head blown off. Like that shit shocked me. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? You know. So what I'm saying is, and then I don't get me wrong. Like I said, at the end when he was just gnawing people, like the werewolf. There's a werewolf in this movie. It's called Werewolf by Night. You know. So when he just started just gnawing people, I think he even like gutted somebody, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, yeah. That shit is awesome. You know, I'm loving this shit right here. Blood splattered on the screen, stuff like that. Like, okay, Disney, I see you. You know, so like I said, but it's still within the parameters of Disney. I never felt like they stepped outside of Disney. They just went to the border of Disney. Disney said, "Here's the gun line. Don't cross the gun line." And they basically like took their toe like right at the line as far as they go. But that's it. But they didn't go over.
Stuck their nose over.
Yeah, they stuck their nose. Like, am I too far? Okay, I'm good. Okay, all right. So that's one thing about that. Like I said, they called it Werewolf by Night, but the werewolf actually didn't show up to like the very end of it. I forgot a werewolf was even in this movie. I was just watching it. So when a werewolf did show up, like, oh yeah, this show is called Werewolf by Night. Okay, let's see what's going on. Because I was into the girl, the Bloodstone chick. Now, like I said, these are Marvel characters. Jack Russell, the Werewolf by Night, yes, he is a werewolf in a comic. They had a bunch of comic runs. Elsa Bloodstone is in a comic. Now, don't ask me who she is. I don't know her from Fiddle McFaddle. I've never heard of her. I mean, I've heard of her.
She was part of the Midnight Suns and shit. Like when like the Dark Hole, like that whole, all that Midnight Suns.
The 90s.
Shit
I don't think she was in the 90s. She was. I don't think she was in the 90s run.
Maybe not, but I know
she may have been like later on. But yeah, then that I remember that run. It was like there was just a bunch of hard ass badass. I remember some chick there, but Marvel's making her thing, so I knew she's gonna pop up in a movie sooner or later. Let's talk about the main thing that everybody's talking about this thing. Man-Thing. Yes. He is the most cutest, cuddliest, adorable monster you will ever see. There will be plush toys of Man-Thing, Eli. I'm telling you, they're coming. This Christmas, everybody gonna want I want a Man-Thing. You can just hug it. You know it's gonna be there. Because he was so adorable. Now I've read some Man-Thing comics before. I've read some comics where Man-Thing pops up. He was never adorable. It was like, oh, get the fuck out of here, Man-Thing. Right. But now here,
burning up motherfuckers.
Right, yeah, but here, even when he's burning up motherfuckers, then he gives like a sad look at shit, like a puppy dog face. I'm like, what are you doing with Man-Thing? But you know what? It's Disney. I could deal with it because it felt like anytime Man-Thing, because it's supposed to be the exact opposite when Man-Thing shows up, but it's like anytime Man-Thing showed up, it reminded me I'm watching a Disney project. So even though Man-Thing is supposed to be, like I said, he had what a 2005 horror movie or some shit.
Yeah, there was one that came out. Yeah, it was around then. Yeah, 2005. It was all like he was like part native and shit. It was like in the swamps and some native reservation and shit. Mm-hmm. They should throw that on Disney Plus.
They throw everything else, might as well.
Yeah, like throw that shit on Disney Plus. It was like total like early 2000s. Yeah, around 2005.
Yeah,
Everything
what-
was digital and shit. The digital.
They
filters
might not
or-
own the rights because back then it was the Wild Wild West with Marvel with their rights. 2005. So,
Oh, who
but
was it?
knows?
Dimension or some one of them-
Lions. They probably whoever it is probably even
Yeah,
exist anymore, but
Lionsgates
yeah.
or some
Yeah.
shit. Some Harvey.
Or Disney
Weinstein.
probably
Well,
owns them and
well,
forgot they own them.
if it was Lionsgates, then it was or Dimension. I think that was a subdivision of Miramax,
of Disney.
which Disney did own.
Yeah, they own Miramax. They did own Miramax. So if it was
Yeah.
Miramax, Disney owned them. Yeah,
Yeah, so they could
Yeah.
throw if that's the case, then they could throw
yeah,
the Man Thing, the shitty Man Thing movie.
yeah. It's Marvel. They can do what they want, or Disney can do what they want. So, yeah, that's my thing about this. Like I said, it went as hard as it could. I thoroughly recommend it. Honestly, Eli, I think this is one of the best Phase 4 projects Marvel put out because it steps outside of the box. It's like you watch, you be like, huh, this is interesting. Interesting characters. It gets in, it gets out. It's not a series, it's not a movie. You watch it, you be like, and it's over when it gets good. I'm like, okay, cool. Everybody was entertaining. I do want to say one thing about the main chick, Elsa Bloodstone. She is not Jessica Jones. That is not the same actress. Two different people. That is racist for you to think that. Just put that out there. And another thing about it, the director of this. Well, I had to look up the director, like who directed it, and it turned out the director is I'm screwing his name up, Michael whatever his name is.
Some kind of Italian, looks like.
Yeah, that guy.
Giancarlo or something.
That guy. But that guy, this is his first time directing. He's actually a composer. He did the soundtrack for the Batman and all of the MCU Spider-Man
Rogue
movies.
One and shit,
Rogue
yeah.
One, like that's what he does. So that's what he knows. So this is theatrical debut, and plus, well, not theatrical, it wasn't in theaters, but you know what I mean. Directorial debut. Plus, he did the soundtrack for this also. The soundtrack of this show is awesome. Movie, whatever you want to call it. So I just found out that Kevin Feige fired the director of Blade. There you go. I mean, hell, don't think twice about it. Just put the guy and just go, So overall, yeah, like I said, the guy to get out, I'm gonna give a review 4 out of 5. I liked it. I recommend it. Watch it. If you're scared of scary movies and shit is too much for you, this doesn't go that hard. You got some jump scares like
could
that,
be
but
like an entry, like a stepping stone into horror,
Yeah.
for like kids or something like that.
yeah. Kids would love this because it makes you jump. It's but it's not too much.
Yeah, it's like a Monster Squad or a Gremlins or a Lost Boys or
That's
something like
exactly
that.
what it is. Yeah. So it's not too hard. This isn't Jeffrey Dahmer, no shit like that. This is just like you said, man. And the Man Thing is adorable. So even if they did, the kids will love Man Thing. So yeah. So go ahead, Eli. I know what you're about to do.
No, I thought it was okay. I did like that. Yes, it was a homage to Universal Monsters. It's funny because like last week I watched the Creature trilogy, like the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I watched all his movies.
Mhm.
And yeah, so watching those and then watching Werewolf by Night, same shit. Black and white, the title, same sort of font title cards with the music. It totally emulated Universal Monsters. So I thought that was cool. I thought the mood and the atmosphere was cool. Like I said, I was surprised at the action went a little hard, that the kills were a little like edgy. So yeah, I mean, I had fun with it for the most part. My only gripes is the transformation. We didn't get a transformation scene, and that's to me.
Well, okay. Let me ask. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying, let me ask you this. Like I said, you're my horror expert on the show,
Yeah.
and you just watched the old Universal movies. Now, how was the transformation on those movies?
Well, in Creature, he's already transformed. First you see like claws, and then they reveal it, halfway through. But in the Wolfman, yes, he had the crude dissolves of how he transforms. But just as a werewolf movie, horror fans sort of judge werewolf movies on the transformations. That's why American Werewolf in London and The Howling, they're like top tier.
They won like Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They invented the special effects Academy Awards because of American Werewolf in London, because Rick Baker did such an awesome job. So, we need to give this guy a trophy. So we're just going to make up this best special effects or whatever, makeup effects or whatever it was. So yeah, the fact that it happened off screen was a little disappointing because it's Disney, and I was like, wow, I'd like to see what Disney will do with the werewolf transformation. So the fact that it happened off screen, I mean, it showed a little bit with his hand sort of turning. Yeah, I saw that was my most disappointing my gripe about it, is we didn't get to see him actually turn into the werewolf. Because we got and we said, oh, it's Disney, it's PG-13, blah blah blah. But hey, Mortal Kombat 2, we saw Nightwolf turn into the shitty CGI werewolf shit. You know,
I wouldn't. I mean,
But still,
against
you
our
got
will,
to
I
see-
guess. But yeah,
But yeah, if you could have did some Disney shit like that, you know, just he doesn't have to get in agony and bones breaking and arms, hands stretching like an American Werewolf. It could just be, you know, him transform into, you know, into a werewolf. And so that's my main gripe, is we were kind of, I felt kind of robbed that we didn't get to see Disney's version of a werewolf transformation. You know.
I got to give it a pass on Eli. I got to disagree with you on that. Now, I understand in any other movie, I agree with you on it, but I'm not giving it a pass because Disney is Disney. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like I said, since it was an homage to Universal movies, I think going, you know, low budget and low fi with this and low special effects and low CGI, I think that was by design. You know, since the Universal model, you know, maybe had like Dissolves, they didn't go all out in 1940s Wolfman like that. I think they wanted to, you know, evoke that same image instead of just going all CGI and try to go for special effects. I think that was it was all on purpose. I think.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
just saying
it's all suggested horror.
they could have grew his fangs or something. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. And especially like the design, you can tell he wasn't like a Lycan, like in Underworld movies or whatever like that.
Right.
You know, he was just he looked like the Wolfman. He looked
Yeah.
like Teenage Werewolf or Werewolf of London. He had that old school Universal monster design.
Right.
You know,
But like I
from the-
said, going to the comics, Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell in the 70s run, he didn't look all that different. He just looked like a dude, you know, like
Teen Wolf.
Chewbacca. That's what it looked like. Yeah.
Like Chaka from Land of the Lost.
Right. It wasn't like overly, you know, exactly. It was
Yeah.
just a simple design. That's all it was. So
Yeah.
I think they were going for that. They were trying to go low tech on purpose, and I applauded for that. Because like I said, it is Disney. They can just throw money at everything. And I feel like this one, they decided to hold back. And I think the movie, or especially what you want to call it, is better for that.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's my only thing. I wish we could have saw a transformation. And I guess I was getting a little antsy towards the middle because it was just humans fighting. I wanted more monsters. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to bring out fluffy ass man thing, but I wanted. It would have been cool to see more mon, and it was cool to see like the trophies. Oh, they killed the vampire.
But that was the theme. That, like I said, Eli, we're gonna disagree on this movie. And like I said, that was the theme of the movie, is that they were trying to show that the monsters aren't as monstrous as the humans. The humans are the monsters in the movie.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to still see them fight them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You saw the trophies and shit. It was, you know, I just wanted to see some more monster action. You know, so towards the middle, I was like, okay, we're just seeing people fight each other. And I guess that's that comes from I'm not a fan of the Underworld movies because of that very thing, because it's supposed to be vampires versus werewolves. And
Right.
what you see in those movies is vampires who are just pale humans fighting werewolves in human form. So all you're seeing is just people fight each other. And
Right.
oh, I want some monster action. And I don't get to see much of that in those movies. And towards the middle, I was like, okay, we're just seeing the same old fights of people fighting them. I'm just watching a kung fu movie.
Right.
You know. So yeah, but I did like those. Yeah, seeing those vampire trophies and the shitty. I think it was a Wendigo, the shitty Marvel Wendigo.
Wendigo, Sasquatch. I think they actually named Bigfoot at one of them, but whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But Marvel's Wendigo is like, you know, the native monster. They make him look like a teddy bear, you know. So it was cool to see those little references and stuff. But overall, I didn't fall asleep.
You know what? That's the best we can. That's the best compliment you can give.
I fell
You did
asleep
not
on
fall asleep.
Andor. I fell asleep on Andor, but I did not fall asleep during Werewolf by Night. So
Review quotes: Eli did not fall asleep.
so they did something right. They kept my attention. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So in that case, maybe I did like it more than Hellraiser.
You're even gonna buy Man Thing plushie doll. I can see it now. Oh
So
man.
yeah, I'll give it a solid 3 out of 5. You know, shit.
You know what? That's all
fun.
that's
It
all I
was
ask
fun.
you. That's
It
all
was
I
fun.
ask you.
Yeah. I
Okay.
kind of I left my expectations at I just wanted my only expectation was the transformation. And when I didn't get to see that, I was like, oh man, that's it. Oh, okay. Oh, whatever. Okay, he's a werewolf now. Then he started kicking ass as a werewolf. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Like I said, the action, the level of violence surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to go that hard, you know. So
Yeah, people getting their throat slit and
Yeah.
it was a lot of stuff in there. So yeah.
dude was getting like, stabbed in the head and shit. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Okay. All right. So next thing we're gonna talk about is we're just gonna keep moving through it. Like I said, if anybody jumping in, we're gonna talk about She-Hulk episode 8, Ribbit and Rip It is the name of the episode, because they wanted to make sure they start off with Frogman or Frog Boy or Frog Face, whatever. Nobody cares what the guy's name was.
Frogger.
All that matters, yeah.
They're playing Frogger.
Frogger. They play that pissed me off when She-Hulk picked up that Frogger arcade and just smashed that shit. I was like with Frog Boy. I'm like, no, don't do that. I like that. You know how hard that shit is to find? But anyway,
I did not fall asleep on She-Hulk either.
it's 30 minutes. See, like you would have had to literally go like, let me put on She-Hulk. You're like, damn. All right. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it briefly. I was trying to find a thing, but I can't find a thing. Don't matter if I can't find a thing. So yeah. What I think about this episode, honestly, this is easily far and away the best episode of She-Hulk.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like we're not even gonna debate that. It's far away the best thing. I do think this was almost a perfect episode for me, because well, like what I said, when I heard a She-Hulk episode, a show was announced, and everything I want in a She-Hulk episode, like just one episode, this checked the box. I want to see her and Daredevil do court battle shit. They did that. I want to see her and Daredevil do super fights. They did that shit, because that's just, you know, superhero trope 101. Heroes got to fight because of misunderstanding. Boom.
Yeah.
They team up. They fight. You know, stupid shit. You expect that. Jokes here and there. So you got your comedy, your action. It's all mixed in. Perfect blend. The jokes were funny. When that white dude went Wakanda forever and I cringed, I like that shit was funny to me, you know. So the jokes landed. So like I said, up until then, Daredevil doing the walk of shame, you know, that was hilarious to me. And I do want to say one thing. I know people are upset because this isn't technically Netflix Daredevil. Like, where the continuity, I don't give a shit about continuity. I just mean like the tone of it. This isn't the tone.
They wanted like tough, manly, sad sack Daredevil, like Batman.
It rains wherever he walks, you know. So like he just stares out into the distance. That's what they want.
Shadows dim just for him.
You know, he monologues to himself. The city is my vagina or some shit. You know, whatever. You know, just shit like that. So they wanted him to do that the whole time, but he didn't do that. He just joked around. You know, well, my ass isn't kicked. You know, he cracking a smile. What the fuck? What's happening here?
Yeah,
you know?
Daredevil smiled.
Right. Like, what? So because that's the thing. Like, if you only know Netflix Daredevil, or if you only know Frank Miller's Daredevil, that's the Daredevil you're gonna get. But the thing is,
or
Daredevil
Bendis' Daredevil,
or Bendis Daredevil, right? You know, just dark.
Or
brooding.
I'm currently reading Brubaker's Daredevil. Same shit, just mad Daredevil. Mad,
like I said, if you
Daredevil.
read Frank Miller's Daredevil, that's all you get. You know, it's just that detective noir shit. You know,
Yeah.
but there are other runs of Daredevil where he is jokey, funny, campy. Stan Lee made him, remember, and he put him in that gold and red mustard shit. So yeah, he wanted him to be, you know, a fun character to begin with, and then he went that direction later on. You know, Mark Waid's run, it was, you know, like Daredevil has funny runs sometimes, so he ain't just, you know, depressed dark Batman the whole time. You know, so that's the direction they decided to go with on the show, and I was satisfied with that. I was like, okay, if that's the direction they're going with it, that's fine. And plus, Charlie Cox kills it anyway.
And
so
what's funny is, like, I think what this show is doing is it's kind of poking fun at like fanboys who just want to bitch. You know what I mean? It's like
Mhm.
at the trolls, at the internet trolls that are just bitching about shit. I think they're aware that people are bitching about this show, and they're sort of subverting expectations just to make them even more mad. You know, so yeah,
Mhm.
oh, we're waiting for Daredevil. We want to see Daredevil. We're only watching this show for Daredevil. And so they
Right.
finally bring Daredevil in and they make him kind of campy and fun and shit. So because they know they're gonna get mad. They know they're
Right.
so it's like they're purposely fucking with these trolls.
Hashtag not my Daredevil.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's funny. I think I like it even more because they're doing,
Right.
doing that.
How dare Daredevil has fun? What the
Yeah.
fuck is this? You know?
Yeah, he had sex but it's like that's what when we're talking about like the Harley Quinn show, how they're like they're making you rethink these tough guy heroes. You know what I
Right.
mean? They're like Batman, yeah, you're Daredevils and you're Punisher and even like Joker on Harley Quinn, how they're like sort of deconstruction the male trauma and what drives men to be whatever, to get
Right.
their revenge and become heroes or villains or whatever, you know, and it's sort of kind of poking fun at it, you know. And I think that's what Harley Quinn did. And I think that's what She-Hulk is doing. It is like I don't have to be pissed off. Like I don't need to control my anger, Bruce, because you know I'm a woman and we get fucking shit on all the time. You know, yeah, we cry more, but
Right.
but we don't like throw mantrums and punch walls like you know douchebag dudes do all the time. And I think
Right.
that's what
Because they
this
know they can get away with it, you know. Just,
yeah, I think that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing with the show is they're taking Daredevil, who they even said, "Oh, is this where you brood when he's on that
right.
roof?"
Yeah, they're making fun of it, right?
They're making fun of that, the brooding superhero, and I think that's funny. It's funny, you know. So
Yeah,
fuck them
so-
if they can't take control. All these guys go punch a wall again. Oh, not my Daredevil. Oh.
Daredevil has sex. I can't relate to him. You know?
Hell yeah, Daredevil has.
And that's the whole point they're trying to make. They're like, oh, She-Hulk just sleeps around, stuff like that. Daredevil sleeps around. Watch the Netflix show. Every chick he looked at, he knocked down. I mean,
He does in the
But that's-
comics. He fucks everybody.
yeah, just goes nuts. Yeah. So
He's blind Captain Kirk. He just fucks everybody.
right. So yeah, and plus it's funny. Like every YouTube reaction of the women that review the show and watching it, like when She-Hulk looks in the camera, she's like, anybody else feeling this to me? And every woman that I see review it, like, yes, I'm feeling it too. So like, okay, so basically she doing what she's living through you, basically.
Yeah.
She-Hulk is you. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I say for what I was looking for in a She-Hulk show episode, this was a perfect episode until that last 10 minutes. I'm not even saying the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever like that. Yeah, the female choice awards, whatever the fuck she won. I'm not even saying it was a bad scene. I'm just saying I don't know how that scene, the tone of it, clashed with all this fun we were having. We had all this fun. We had this great show, stuff like that. Then we end on this dark scene where it just takes a wild turn. And I think that turn kind of puts a damper on, you know, what we just seen. Maybe could have had that in another episode or maybe have more episodes, something like that. You know, I think it would have flowed a little better. We need more of a flow than just 5 minutes. Oh, everything's fucked up, you know, especially when we were having fun, you know, 30 minutes before that. That's my only thing.
But what's funny is she even acknowledges that. She says, "Oh, we should end it here." But why
Right.
are we taking this episode an extra 5 minutes? Are we going to reveal an enemy? Or,
Right.
you know, so she even acknowledged that, like what you just said.
That is true. She did. Yeah, she did lampshade it. So yeah. And like I said, it was fucked up what they did. Like I said, they released a sex tape. Now I knew Josh was gonna do some fucked up shit. I just thought he was gonna release naked pictures of online. Because like I said, he was snapping pictures up like that. So I thought that's what they were gonna do. I didn't think he filmed the whole sex tape. So, and that's when she just flipped out and she started raging, and we saw a glimpse of Savage She-Hulk. So when we saw Savage She-Hulk, then because like she was incoherent. She was just yelling at the dude when she grabbed him. Like I want to just rip his head off, you know. And it kind of proves that what we were thinking, what I was thinking at the very beginning, for all the way from episode 1 to this, Bruce was right. She was like, once they see you as the monster, they can't unsee it. He told her that back in episode 1. And she showed them the monster. What the repercussions of it in the next episode, I guess we have to see, you know, but it's just interesting how it all came full circle. So I'm enjoying that part right there. So like I said, it wasn't bad. It's just that this was a perfect episode, and to end like that, I gotta knock it from a perfect episode. You know? Save that
So
shit when she went to therapy.
So
or
it's
some
a
shit,
4.5 out of 5.
I'm 4.5 out of 5. It's 4.5 out of 5 for me. Other than that, honestly, this is probably one of the, to me, best single episodes. One of the best single episodes that Disney Plus has done of Marvel. Eli, calm down. What you gonna say?
Wait, so you ain't watching Mighty Ducks, motherfucker? What the fuck?
Right. Oh shit! That's all I'm saying.
I liked it too. I thought this was a blast. I had a fucking blast watching this episode.
Gotcha. So, like I said,
I
Eli didn't fall asleep on it.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind the Daredevil shit. I didn't mind him being funny. I didn't mind him not doing the hallway scene and shit. But
he did the hallway scene.
Yeah, it was funny because like, oh shit, when more guys showed up, like he kicked a few asses, but then another bunch of dudes showed up again. I was like, oh, she's gonna beat these guys up, and sure enough, she like just drops down.
It just drops on her like She-Hulk smash. Yeah. Now my thing is, a lot of people saying that She-Hulk saved him. I don't think she saved him. I think what happened, Daredevil knew she was coming. Yeah. So he put himself as bait at the end of the hallway to make them come. He's like, I'm just set him up. Yeah.
And just watching him like flip around and do all that flip shit.
Yeah. And I know people were upset. Yeah,
we never got to see him do that in the Netflix show. You see him do that. He's like Spider-Man in the comics. But
and I get it. In Netflix, you want to have it more practical. It's more real world because it's Netflix and MCU.
Yeah.
You can get away with that because CGI, but it's fun watching it both ways, you know.
Yeah. Like it is comic accurate. Him doing all that parkour, flippy flip shit.
Yeah, Spider-Man, Black Panther, he's on that same shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I liked it, you know, shit.
So yeah, but I know people upset. I know people are
making
up reasons to shit on you.
And I loved Frank Miller's run. I love Bendis's run. I love dark brooding Daredevil. You know, I do like that. But I had fun with this, you know.
So yeah, and it's okay to like both. You can like more than one version of character. Like I said, a lot of these characters have been around for so long, and different writers show up. They usually have different tones. Like we talk about Batman all day. Why isn't he brooding like Batman? Hell, Batman's been campy. Hell, Batman started the shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So we can move past that. What do we got next? I think it's on you. No, it's on me. Oh shit. It is on me. I don't have a thing up for it, so we're just gonna move on forward. Let's talk about the Black Panther trailer real quick. Okay. I didn't do a thing, but we'll do it. Eli, it gave me chills. I'm not even gonna lie. It gave me chills just watching it the whole time. Like, ooh, I'm excited for this. You know, I do want this thing. I just want to show this. Now, people are still saying, "Well, we don't know it's Shuri." How the fuck you not know it's Shuri? Who the fuck can wear a 90-pound Black Panther suit like that? I'm curious. Like, who do they think it might be? So I don't know. Like, it's nobody else but Shuri. It's especially following the comic book storyline. It's Shuri. Stop second guessing. Stop listening to all these. Stop listening to We Got This Covered. Stop listening to all these bullshit YouTube site and TikTok videos. Just make up bullshit for no reason. It's Shuri. Spoiler alert. It's Shuri. You know. And so also we did a live reaction. Well, I did a live reaction. You know, check it out on the YouTube channel. It's that Eli. Check out the thumbnail skills.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Chroma keying like a motherfucker.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to toot my own horn head too, motherfucker. Yeah, that's it. All we got to say about the Black History. So that's what we got on the rest of that. What do we got next? Is it on you? Yeah, this is on you.
Is it?
We got to we have to talk, Eli. We have to talk. We have to talk about your behavior this week.
What I did.
Yep. So you know what you did. You know what you did. Let's talk about it.
Oh. Okay.
For people that don't know what we're talking about, I'm gonna let you take over. We're talking about the Super Mario Brothers trailer. I'm gonna let you take over, Eli, because I want to know what the hell is going on behind this.
Well, so yeah, people are kind of like, you know, the Super Mario trailer dropped, and we finally got to hear him talk. And we've all known it's Chris Pratt doing his voice. You know, is he going to do some campy Italian accent, you know, and offend a bunch of people? I guess that's going to be offensive. But no, it's just regular ass Chris Pratt talking.
So Chris Pratt is playing Chris Pratt in another movie.
Yeah, playing
what
Chris
did people
Pratt.
expect? Yeah, what do people expect? I mean,
So people were bitching, oh, it's just Chris Pratt, and then he's not sounding like, oh, it's me, a Mario, or whatever. He's not doing the Italian accent. And so yeah, that's what people were. And somebody, I think it was Gomer, posted on the site about it. And I just made jokes. I made those jokes before. I was like, he should talk like De Niro in Goodfellas. Like, hey, Louis, I got a leak over here. You know what I mean? The New York Italian accent, East Coast
Right.
Italian. And we kind of went back and forth, me and Gomer kind of going back and forth, being stupid, stereotyping New York Italians. And I made a joke about him slapping Princess Toadstool. I'm a fuck. Don't you ever disrespect me? I'll smack you in the mouth. That's what I left on it. I guess that violated community standards, and I got banned for was it 24? I'm still on restriction, but
Okay.
I can post again. But I got banned for at least I think a day or two.
Okay. I was like, damn, let me go put some money on Eli's books. Mark and got him. So
So yeah, it was just cracking jokes on the internet, and which you can't do anymore.
cancel culture, yeah.
Thanks a lot, y'all.
It's just so weird. I think between the two of us, when it came to Super Mario Bros., I thought for sure I would be the one to get banned on that shit. Did you even play the game, Eli? I gotta ask you a question.
Oh yeah,
You did? Okay.
OG Mario, not Super. OG Mario.
OG Mario in the tunnels and shit. Okay.
Where you had to knock the turtles off the pipes and shit.
Yeah.
I could put a quarter in and be on that shit for a half hour. Off of
Okay,
one quarter.
that was
one of my games.
I can't. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my games.
You just beat that on one quarter.
Yeah, I never got to the kill screen if there was one, but I could get up there back in the day. Back in the day, that was one of my games.
You're inhuman. Yeah. Okay. What are you? Oh man. So people are mad. Look, let's just get down to the nitty-gritty of it. Okay, so yes, Chris Pratt is just playing Chris Pratt, even though people should expect Chris Pratt to be playing Chris Pratt. But we all know what's really going on, Eli. Can we just call it what it is? Can we call a spade a spade?
Sure.
We know people don't like Chris Pratt because, like I said, we know he's a Trump supporter. We know he's anti-LGBT. We know he is some part of some kind of cult church, something like that. So people are using that, to knock anything he does, just because of his personal life. But I feel like none of that shit should matter. All that matters is that how he performed. Okay, yeah, he's performing Chris Pratt, but hell, he's made it this far playing Chris Pratt. Why should he switch it up now?
Yeah.
Chris Pratt in dinosaurs, Chris Pratt in space. Why not Chris Pratt in a video game? Let me Chris Pratt.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is just because people voted for Trump don't mean they're assholes, man. Give them something to do.
Right.
Give them something to do, or they're going to do something really stupid that they'll end up. Yeah, Trump will hire them to do some fucked up shit.
Which he already did, but we're not going to go there.
Well, like he was doing, like he was hiring all his friends to be in charge of everything.
Right. Like Vince McMahon's wife and shit. Like
let Chris Pratt do something. Give him something. Let Roseanne do something. let Kanye do something. Please.
Oh,
keep Kanye busy, damn it. Because let him tweet all he wants, or else he's gonna do something really.
Right. Oh man, how do we get here? I don't know. Even if you hate Chris Pratt, go watch the movie for one reason and one reason alone. Jack Black. Oh, yeah. Jack Black's playing King Koopa. So yeah. And he's gonna kill it because Jack Black actually knows how to do voice acting. So he can kill this shit, Honestly, I really didn't give a shit about Chris Pratt playing Chris Pratt. The thing that jumped out at me is that why are they adapting Super Mario Brothers 2? I thought that was like a dream world. I was like, that's just me. Because that was the people he was fighting, and I don't know. That's just me. I look too deep into it.
Is it a dream world or?
I thought it was a dream world. I don't know.
2 is where, two is a weird one.
Yeah.
So is 3.
True World's a dream world because he woke up in the dream world. Like at the end of the game, if you beat the game, did you ever beat the game?
Of 2, no.
Okay, I beat 2. So at the end of 2. The credits roll and Mario is sleeping. So basically just saying that part 2 was a dream the whole time, like it never happened.
Yeah, part 2 is a weird one. Part 3 where he can grow the foxtail and like
Mhm.
spin around and fly and shit.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. I beat that one.
Okay. So, but here's my thing. Here's my thing. I want everybody to stop complaining about Chris Pratt playing Chris Pratt because, for one thing, the damn movie looks beautiful. I mean, making it just a animation, that was the best idea they could have. But they complain about that shit. But Eli, this is what the fuck we grew up with. Think about that shit. This is what we had when we were growing up. So, and this was our King Cooper right here. So I
Actually, King Koopa was a human. Wasn't that just Dennis Hopper?
Yeah,
And
it was
those-
a human, but he turned into King Koopa at the end. Like he could transform into a dinosaur, some bullshit like that, whatever, like that. And they had like power boosts and shit like that. And John Leguizamo admitted he was drunk the entire time watching the movie. He like this movie gave him an alcohol addiction at the end of it, you know. So this is what we had, and this is what y'all had. So I want everybody complaining about Chris Pratt and Super Mario Brothers. Shut the fuck up, because this is what we grew up with. So I don't want anybody complaining about that shit. I know I sound like an old parent right now. Back in my days, what we had. I don't give a fuck. Stop complaining. Enjoy what you have. So yeah,
Stop bitching. Let motherfuckers work.
exactly. Otherwise, we bringing back John Leguizamo. They complain about that shit. All right. Let me say we move on to the next part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, it's Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about comic books. And Eli, you go. I think you go. I think you got more books than I do.
Really? I only got 3.
Well, I got 3.
Okay. Well, who wants to go first?
I'll give you the honor of doing first.
Okay. I do. Let's see. Well, I guess I'll do. Should I do Batman?
Yeah, well, you do Batman. You knock it out.
Did you read this?
I did, but I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Okay. Where's the share screen, man?
Down the bottom, it should be. I don't think they took it away.
I don't see it anywhere, man. Stop mute.
Present. I think it's called Present now.
Is it present now?
Yeah,
oh,
present,
share.
yeah.
Oh, there it is. Share screen. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did they run an update? They must have ran an update.
They always do
Okay.
like little stealth updates on there.
So yeah, Batman 128.
Chip Zdarsky.
Chip Zdarsky. This was just stupid fun. Normally, I'm not into the whole Batman versus other superhero shit, but I gotta say this was kind of fun. So in this storyline, Batman has unleashed that. What's it called? The Bat Bot or whatever the fuck.
Fail safe. Yeah.
Fail safe. That's what it's called. And it's basically it's programmed to take out, basically to kill the Justice League, and it knows that all their powers and all a fail safe. Just in case the Justice League ever turned evil, this bot is programmed to take out every member of the Justice League. So
Including Batman.
Including Batman. So last issue, it beat the living shit out of Batman almost to death. And then Superman showed up, and Superman's thinks he's gonna save him, but no, man, this robot is programmed to kill all y'all. So Superman tries to fight the robot, but then the robot pulls out like kryptonite lightsabers and shit.
Right.
and
the thing is, like, Batman knows what the robot's about to do, but since he's so fucked up, he can't stop. He's like, oh
yeah,
shit,
he's
about to
he
do
can't.
this.
He's
Yeah.
like paralyzed and shit. He can't say anything. So the robot ends up. Well, no, Superman tries to fly around it and fly behind him.
Right,
And,
because the robot had kryptonite. He's like, okay, I'm gonna just keep my distance. I'm gonna just stay up. He can't shoot me. So when he got away from the robot went for Batman, and then some Superman's tried to stop him getting Batman. He had some kryptonite in his bag, like a third kryptonite he didn't
He had
reveal.
like a fucking kryptonite dick
Right,
pierced out of his back and stabbed Superman.
and Batman knew this shit was about to happen. He was like, wait for it. Damn.
Yeah. So Superman's now Superman. So Batman and Superman are all fucked up and out of commission. So then the rest of the Justice League show up. We have fucking Ollie, Green Arrow show up. We got Martian Manhunter and Black Canary and who's a Hawk Woman. Basically, all these Justice League members start showing up, and the robot has a defense for everybody. He has some kind of super magnet that fucks with Hawk Girl's wings.
Right, even though her wings aren't magnetic.
Yeah. And then
they do it anyway. So yeah.
And then he puts some kind of muzzle on Black Canary so she can't scream or start suffocating or whatever. She can't take a breath and scream. He blows up the block to fire a Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, sets it on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically taking out all these Justice League members. Finally, is it the two Robins, it Dick and
Dick
or Ollie?
and
Yeah.
Tim. It's Tim. Yeah.
Yeah, they grab Superman and Batman. They take off in the jet. They're like, we got to get these guys out of here. And they're flying away, and the robot's chasing them. And Batman's like, "Yo, man, you got to take him to the fucking get Superman to the Fortress of Solitude. Let him re-up and recover. I'm out." And he like jumps out of the fucking jet into the ocean because he knows Aquaman's gonna save him. So Aquaman shows up and saves Batman, gives him some fish magic or whatever the fuck. and he covers his head. Hey man, he's like, you've been out for like how long? He was out for a while, like
2 weeks. He was out
like
2
2 weeks. Yeah, he's out for a while. So what's happened? Oh, Gotham has fallen again. Since you've been gone, the robot's taken over Gotham, and there's like drone patrols, and your Bat family, all the Bat family are like laying low. But he's basically daring you to come back. He's looking for you. He's looking for Batman. He's looking for you, and basically the robot basically creates this big giant, like uses all the lights in Gotham to create this huge ass, this huge ass.
Everybody can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, this bat symbol is like, yeah, he's basically calling you, and that's kind of where it ends.
No. Oh, and I think he has other robots too. I think he multiplied himself.
Yeah, he's got like drones like around the city. Like,
and they're actually like all around the world looking for Batman.
Yeah. So yeah, this was crazy. Just crazy, stupid, campy superhero fun. I enjoyed it. So 4 out of 5.
Cool. Okay. All right. Next book we're going to do is Crisis. Crisis on I'm beyond. I don't. There's so many crises.
Oh, this is the DC. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths #5. So, this is remember. I can remember that. Okay. So where we last left off. Okay, Justice League's dead, but they're not dead. They're in the imaginary world. Black Adam decided to join the Legion of Doom. Legion of Doom got corrupted, and now they're trying to kill him. That's where we left off. So yeah, let's get to it. All right. So yeah, and they show the map of the multiverse, and it's slowly being corrupted by the Great Darkness. Where are we? Yeah, and then that's when we get the Black Adam. The Legion of Doom has been taken over by the Great Darkness, and he's fucking them up. He's just like, I kill the old Dark Army couldn't kill me. What makes you think y'all can kill me? That's when Sinestro like, shut the fuck up, and shuts his mouth up. Now he can't transform, and now everybody's fighting him. That's when you get Sideways. I can't remember the guy's name. Tommy Terrific, that guy, and some other people.
Oh,
anyway, they rescue. I think I fucked his name up, but anyway, they rescue Shazam. They get him out of here before the Legion of Doom can kill him, and they teleport back to the Hall of Justice. Meanwhile, the Hall of Justice, and that's when Nightwing says, "You're welcome." And they did a scan. Basically, Tommy Terrific. I know I fucking his name up. I don't care. He's saying that yes, the darkness is magnified the closer you get to Deathstroke. So you take out Deathstroke, you take all of them out. And basically his army is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. He's possessing people, stuff like that. Nightwing says, okay, Barbara, get every single superhero you can, give them to the Hall of Justice right now. You're like, but if you get everybody here, won't Deathstroke know? You're like, I want Deathstroke to know. So that's where we go from that. That's when we go to Pariah. He has rebuilt the Infinite Earths. They're stabilizing. He got his Dark Army, standby. He captured all the Green Lanterns. And he's just looking, basically saying that, talking to the Great Darkness, as soon as I fix this, you'll return me to what I was, so I ain't got to be teleporting place to place. So Flash is fighting Batman. Anyway, Green Lantern finds out that the imagination is getting weaker, so he transforms into Green Lantern, and the way he stops Batman is using his Green Lantern ring to show him the Bat Family. When you see the Bat Family, it snaps him back to reality, like, oh, shit. I'm Batman. What the fuck is going on here? So then they basically say we need to go rescue the Justice League. While we're doing that, the Great Darkness map is getting more and more corrupted. All the superheroes are coming to the Hall of Justice. Nightwing has a plan. He wants the JSA, since they're more magic based, to find out what is corrupting the multiverse. Meanwhile, everybody else fights Deathstroke. That's the plan, you know. So they're like, okay, and then the Teen Titans is looking like, oh, so it's us fight Deathstroke again. Like, yeah, we fight Deathstroke. Let's go. So, and then the Gar stands up, Beast Boy. He's like, and he's got an eye patch now because Deathstroke shot his eye out. So he's like, look, I want to, if you fight Deathstroke, I want to fight Deathstroke. And he hugs him, like, hey, let's go. Okay. So then they go out there. Superman is back. That's John Kent with Swamp Thing. They did something. Robin has a plan. He's going to go into the teleporting and follow his adventure in some other book, some other crossover. And that's when the Flashes show up and they're like, okay, he's here. And they're basically talking about Deathstroke. So Deathstroke's just like, then I told you heroes, stop being heroes. And since you're not being heroes, we're going to come to the Hall of Justice. We're going to tear this whole bitch down and everybody in it. So they decided to go in there, rush everybody. And that's when Nightwing and everybody's just like, and that's Black Adam's like, hold up, y'all stop right now. Y'all go out there, you're going to die. And, you know, they're just like, hold up, Black Adam, we didn't save you to tell us what to do. He was like, look, they just killed, like, you're a fool, son of Kal-El. They just killed the Justice League. Real heroes. They killed the Legion of Doom. All these guys are better than you. They're real heroes. Y'all aren't heroes. Y'all are sidekicks. Y'all are children. Y'all are not the Justice League. And that's when Nightwing says, we never were Justice League. We're the Titans. So that's when you got all the Titans, Teen Titans, go, Teen Titans, all the Teen Titans rush out and just take everybody. See, that's how they should have just led the book. Just say Justice League gone, Teen Titans got to save the world. That's all you had to say. So they fucking up everybody. Just like, look, we just need to get to Deathstroke and this should be over with. But Deathstroke is like too heavily protected, you know. And then he even sends his daughter Rose after to go kill Nightwing. Meanwhile, they find Clark. Clark is in his own planet. And he sees the Justice League behind him. He was like, yeah, I know you're behind me. Put the lasso away, Diana. He's like, what you doing? He was like, yeah, I already knew I'm in a dream. I know this is a dream world. I've known this for a while, but I can't escape, you know. But now that you guys are here, we can kind of like mind meld together and we can use it to escape ourselves. And since I know we're in a dream, basically like Dream Warriors and Freddy Krueger, like he even more powerful, like Neo, he's more powerful than ever was before because he knows he's in a dream, so he can control the dream. You know, like, okay, let's go fuck up Pariah, you know, so they go get him. The darkness is getting more corrupted. Pariah, but that's when, since they leave those worlds, the infinite Earths are starting to get fucked up, you know, and that's when the Justice League show up, and you know they just stand with Pariah like it's over, Pariah, you're done. And Pariah's telling them, no, it's not done. I killed you. You guys are dead. So if you leave this world, this imaginary world that you're tied to, you will no longer exist. So the worlds go, you go, you know, and that's when, you know, they're fucking up, they're fucking up some shit, and that's when Pariah is just like, I gotta go. And he leaves, and that's when they realize that Superman remembers Pariah's powers, that he always goes to any planet that's about to be destroyed. So take 5 guesses where he went to, and Flash is like, oh shit, we need to get home. It's about to get bad real quick. And that's when Pariah shows up, you know, in front of the Teen Titans, and Dick is just like, oh shit. And Black Adam like, I told you, you're gonna die fighting these guys. And that's when you see Pariah with all the Dark Army, Doomsday, Darkseid, Spectre, Eclipso, everybody. And just finish fuck shit up. So yeah. And the next issue saying to be continued to the death of the DC universe. So yeah. So shit's getting real. So yeah.
Cool.
Two more books left in this thing, I think, and then that's a wrap. So yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, what you got next?
Well, I'll continue with DC, and I got Poison Ivy number 5. So we finally find out who the Green Man is. It is not Swamp Thing.
Huh.
It is Woodrue, the Floronic.
Floronic Man. That was my second guess. Okay.
So yeah. So basically, this whole series it's more of a character study. Poison Ivy's been going around the country spreading this fungus, trying to infect humanity and turn everybody back into plants and save the earth. In this issue, she's basically having flashbacks, and she's basically found Woodrue, and and we're treated to flashbacks of her life, of how he created her. I guess in post crisis, he created her and like injected her with whatever fluid and stuff, and sort of just highlighting her hatred
Well-
towards him and how
Woodrow was the scientist in Batman and Robin, the movie.
yeah.
That was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think like her original one back in the 60s was
Mm-hmm.
like, because that was before Woodrow was ever a thing, right?
Yeah, I think Woodrow like in the 80s or some shit.
Yeah. So I think it was like a post-crisis thing where they revamped her origin, and Woodrow basically infected her with the plant serum or whatever. So yeah, she's basically, wants revenge. This is all basically all about revenge. She's after Woodrow. She's, he created her and turned her into this monster. So we get like the sense of her duality, that there's Pamela, her human side, and Poison Ivy, her evil dark side. And then there's like a sort of a dreamy sequence where she can hear Batman. And he's actually encouraging her, like, hey, remember your human side. So, and Woodrow basically says, yeah, the reason why your spores aren't working because they were never meant to be like a weapon of mass destruction. Yeah, they're an infection, but after a while they sort of, die out because you're killing all their hosts. A virus can't survive if the host dies.
Mhm.
So that's why your plan is failing, but she ends up injecting him with that fungus in the end. That's kind of where it ends. So of course he's all angry and shit. So yeah, it's not so much, like I said, this is not so much like a straight up like superhero battle or just comic book punch him up. It's more of a character study. We're getting a more character depth about Poison Ivy, who she is and why she does. She's not defined by Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? She's not like, that whole thing. Like she's basically Harley Quinn's girlfriend. No, this book is creating her own identity, which I think is kind of cool. So yeah, it was cool. 4 out of 5.
Is this the last book, or I
I
mean,
don't
like
know.
the last of that run?
No, it says there's another one coming. So I
Okay.
think this might be an ongoing for a little bit. We'll see. It says next up in Old Wounds. But yeah, the art is cool. It's got a really creepy, dark horror sort of tone. The dream sequences, like Woodrow look. I don't know if you can see that, but Woodrow
Let me
looks
see if I
pretty
can
dope.
blow you up. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. They changed the design on him. Okay.
Yeah, he looks pretty dope. And there's like these really cool like dream sequences and stuff, that are pretty cool. So yeah, I'm digging it.
So, okay. All right. Next book I'm going to review is Spider-Man.
I
Yeah.
already read this.
Yeah. So they have another Spider-Man book, which this isn't
Just
a big thing.
Spider-Man.
Just Spider-Man. That's all it
He's
is.
not
Like I said,
amazing or sensational, or he's just
this and
plain
that. Like I
old-
said, Marvel normally cranks out like 4 Spider-Man ongoing titles at one time, like within a month, and they don't care. They just crank them shits out, So that's what they're doing now. So this is another Spider-Man book, It's written by Dan Slott and Mark Bagley, like 2 of the most high-profile Spider-Man people, that work on them. So that's one reason I decided to get the book. I want to see what they do, because I don't think I think it's the first time they've ever worked together, or not. They've worked together before.
Mhm.
They've had to work together before. Anyway, like I say, the Spider-Man book. Let's start off with it. It's kind of catch you up. Yeah, great power comes responsibility. Yeah, that shit. Okay. Spider-Man up to date. He is on the phone with Norman Osborn, his boss, and Norman is telling him somebody hijacked one of our Oscorp trucks, but I'm in business meetings all day. So you know what? I figured, why don't you do it? You ain't doing shit. So plus you're on my payroll anyway. You're like, I don't like this, Norman. Like, just go do the shit, Peter. You're like, okay. So Peter goes and and his suit is new because his suit is an Oscorp suit, and he's got like this little drone called Bug, and it's like high-tech suit. So Norman can like keep track of everything he's doing. So he sees the Oscorp truck is shooting at the cops. Cops can get to him. the drone flies on him and it basically EMPs the truck. The truck goes into a store. Before the people come there, Spider-Man grabs him out the way. Boom, truck runs into it, and he saves everybody. Spider-Man doing his normal, shtick, laughing at people. Hey, bad guys, look at me, shit like that. And then that's when some dude yells out, hey, y'all, it's a superhero fight. So as soon as that guy says that, everybody pulls out phones. And Spider-Man like, why don't you get the hell out of here, man? What are y'all doing? You're like, man, it's two good dudes with guns, man. It ain't like you fighting a rhino. You got this, Spider-Man, And Spider-Man like, yeah, you know what? I do got this. So Spider-Man is not even taking these guys seriously. Matter of fact, he's singing the whole time doing it. He's singing his theme song, but like doing a remix version of it. And while he's doing a singing remix version of it, you can see two dudes in the background, two kids basically drumming, to the beat of the, you're like, do, 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 doing that shit. So Spider-Man takes word, these guys are nothing, and then if the crowd starts clapping, he's like, thank you, New York, you're too kind. And he webs him up and, basically, and he talks to this one guy. He's like, man, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, I'm live streaming you, Spider-Man. Like, you taking pictures of Spider-Man? Yep, and I'm monetizing it. He's like, well, damn, that's the shit I used to do, So basically, they put him out of business. So, yeah, so the kids do that. And meanwhile, the big bad guy, the real bad guy of it, Shanta, some Loom World, whatever her name is. Anyway, she goes to throughout the multiverse, killing Spider-Man. She wants to kill the Spider-Man. So she sends a swarm out there to them, and boom, that's it. Meanwhile, we go to another multiverse, and they're also spying on Spider-Man. They're like, you know what? We're going to help the Spider-Man out because the main bad guy's making a move. So we're going to put like suggestions in the other Spider people on there to help out the Chosen Spider. And the Chosen Spider is Peter Parker of 616. So they basically got to do everything they can to protect him, and that's the thing. So moving on past that, Spider-Man's just hanging out, and that's when he gets and a whole bunch of swarm of bugs come in and about to attack everybody. And Spider-Man like, oh shit, we gotta get the hell out of here. And then even the bad guys, he just webbed up. They're like, Spider-Man, help us. They're like, okay, I'll get you guys out of here. He's like, you gonna save us, Spider-Man? You're like, yeah, I'm not the Punisher. Yeah, I'll save you. So he gets the guys out of there, and it's Spider Wasps that are stinging everybody. And that's when his old bad guy Moreland shows up. He's like, oh, hello, Peter Parker. So he don't even give him a chance because that guy goes to like multiverse to multiverse, killing Spider-Man here also. So he just tries to punch the shit out of him. Nothing works. And he's like, oh, and he just slaps the shit out of him just with one hand, just almost knocks him unconscious. You're like, oh shit, I got no chance. So yeah, he destroys the bug, keeps punching him. Basically, Spider-Man just gets his ass whooped by this guy. Nothing he can do. He ain't even touched him yet, So while he's getting his ass beat, that's when he's like, oh, I got something for you. Oh, and Norman sees that he get his ass beat by, he just gets the shit beat out of him. And that's when he gets webbed up by Silk and Miles Morales. So I don't have time to explain Silk. She's the thing. So Peter's just like, wait a minute. If Silk's here and Miles is here and Spider-Woman's here and Moreland's here, oh shit, are we doing another Spider-Verse? You're like, yeah, man, this is Spider-Verse. So he lampshades himself, and meanwhile, they getting bit by those spider wasps, and it seems like every time they get bit, they freak out and they start attacking Moreland, shit like that. But nothing they do can stop Moreland. Moreland's just still coming at him, and that's when you get Spider-Man Noir. Spider-Man Noir shows up. He's like, yo, y'all fighting Moreland without me? I don't appreciate that shit, So he shows up, and he was like, and Peter like is waking up, and like I said, he still got his ass beat, and that's when he sees that Spider Noir pulls out a knife. And he used the knife to stab Spider-Woman. Like, oh shit, stabbed in the gut. But then Spider-Woman's just like, okay, I didn't really feel shit. There's no blood anywhere like that. And Spider Noir's like, oh, I didn't in your life, I severed your web of life. And then she starts to like unravel and shit, and she's gone out of there. And Spider like, oh shit, what the fuck? So before Spider Noir can do the same shit to Spider-Man, Moreland helps out helps out Spider-Man. And Moreland was trying to tell him, look, I was trying to tell you before y'all started attacking me, I'm on your side, Peter. They sending guys after you. I'm here to save you. Oh, like, you're on my team? Yeah. And that's what Spider-War shows you. Yeah, there's nobody else coming to save you. It's just you guys, because everybody else in the multiverse, I've already corrupted. And that's when you get, I'll just show you these guys. Let's see. Spider UK, Spider-Gwen, and Spider Girl, Mayday Parker. And he's like,
Punk.
Spider Punk, yeah. What I say, Spider? Okay, yeah, I meant Spider Punk, yeah. And he's already corrupted them, and now they're gonna fight them to try to turn them over their side also. To continue, yeah. So that's going on with that. So it's another Spider-Verse. They're saying this is supposed to be the last Spider-Verse story, just like DC always saying it's Last Crisis. So yeah. So yeah. So what you got next?
I have that Earth Divers #1.
Ooh, okay. You got to set this one up. You got to set this one up.
Okay, did you read this?
I did not.
Okay.
But I've been hearing about it. So
okay, so this is IDW publishing. So Stephen Graham Jones, he's a native horror writer. I've actually read a few of his books. I'm a fan. So this is one of he's actually written for Marvel. He did that one. He had a story in one of the Marvel indigenous Marvel books. He's written a couple other comics. He's actually got a shameless plug, a Howl, that indigenous werewolf comic anthology that I have a story in. He's got a story in it too. So I'm kind of
nice. Okay,
quite
you
proud of
look
that.
at you hobnobbing with with the big boys.
So this is his new comic book called Earth Divers, and it's a sci-fi time travel story. So it's basically, it starts out, it's 100 years in the future. The Earth is dead and dying. And a group of Native Americans find a portal in a cave, like a time portal in a cave. And they decide to send one of them back in time to kill Christopher Columbus.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the idea being that the world's downfall started with the creation of America, the colonizations of America.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the premise. So it's like an old, like the old sci-fi tropes or time travel trope. Let's go back in time and kill Hitler. That way, we'll save the world by, changing history. And that's kind of the same premise here, only it has an indigenous spin on it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's an interesting concept. It's very tense because the one guy goes back in time, and he stands out right away. He's actually a crew member on on the Santa Maria, which is one of Christopher Columbus's trips, and they don't trust him. They think he's a stowaway. They think he's a saboteur. So the bulk of the book is he's trying not to blow his cover, and he's wondering, because he knows he learned Portuguese. He thinks he knows the history of what's happening and when certain events happen. So that's going on. And then we also switch back and forth between, what's going on in 1492 to the future, to his friends back in the future who are like, I wonder if this is working because nothing has changed. The world's still fucked up. Did he die? Did he fail the mission? Is this going to work? Maybe we got the history wrong. So there's this whole theme of history. If the history is correct, and they're trying to wondering if the history books that they read are correct because, nothing's changing. So there's this comment on the whitewashing of indigenous history going on through this. So there's that. I mean, my only critique is it gets a little exposition heavy, and I think that's just, Jones is, he's a novelist. He likes to write words, and and we've seen that when all great writers of novels come into comics, they tend to get a little word heavy. So that happens in this.
They don't let the art speak for itself. Right?
Yes, they kind of cover up the panels with text, So that's my only gripe with this. It's just a minor critique. I think the idea is strong enough to keep me hooked. It is an interesting take on the time travel myth. And I just got to say that, killing Columbus to save the future is a bold statement.
Right.
The creation of America is what led to the end of the world is a bold statement that I find hard to debate, because the modern world exists because of what happened, because of the colonization of America.
Right.
You know, all the food, a lot of the foods and ingredients in modern cuisine originated on these two continents, including potatoes. Yes, the Irish famine, think a native. Potatoes were grown in, I believe, Peru. They originated in Peru. The Irish famine was saved by potatoes, you know, and for hundreds of years, they didn't even want to eat potatoes because they were grown out of the ground, and they thought anything that came out of the ground was closer to hell. So they thought it was blasphemous to eat anything out of the ground.
What the hell? Okay.
Yes, religion. Don't you just love religion? So yeah, I mean, so like I said, a lot of the tomatoes, a lot of stuff that modern cuisine, a lot of those foods originated in the Americas, in these two continents. Same thing with medicine. A lot of the herbs and ingredients in modern medicine originated on these two continents. You know, world trade, the Hudson Bay Company, the fur traders we saw in Prey, that was the Hudson Bay Company. That was the very first multinational corporation, which led to world trade. Copper that was mined in South America, that replaced gold as a currency, creating a working class. So hundreds of years of misuse of the resources of the Americas, the new world, quote unquote, has resulted in the world we have now, where, you know, and which was all made possible because of Columbus's journey. You know, yes, you could say, yeah, the Vikings were here first, but they didn't open it up to world trade. Columbus started the slave trade. Columbus started human trafficking. So it's hard to argue that, yes, the end of the world was the result of the creation of America. And that's what these characters believe, these native characters in the future. Like, we got to save the world. Let's go back and kill Columbus. So I just think that's a great idea.
Did anybody bring up the Hitler paradox?
I you know, it's funny. I wrote a review. I write for a website called Tribe Called Geek. It's a native nerd website. And I kind of referred to the Doctor Who episode. I refer to the X-Men too. I was like, X-Men are always going back in time and trying to, you know, create a new world and fail every time. I brought up Doctor Who, how it would create a time paradox. Yes, going back in time and changing history, that means you don't ever go back in time to change the history. If you go back and kill Hitler, that means World War II never happened and a bunch of shit never happened. You never went back in time. So it creates this paradox, and which will destroy the universe or some shit.
Yeah, or just
Doctor
make it
Who lore.
Yeah, like I said, there's also the grandfather paradox. Like I said, if you go back in time and kill your grandfather, then you don't exist to go back in time to kill your grandfather to begin with.
Yeah.
So it never happened. So
it's, according to like Doctor Who lore, there's like fixed moments in time that just can't be changed.
Right.
So I don't know. It would be cool to see how this plays out. You know, I think all the
or they could just ignore it. You know, just say, fuck
I mean, look, like
Endgame, right? Like, fuck all that, man. We got time for this shit.
But like all great time travel tales, that those themes do come up. Can you change history, or is history just doomed to keep repeating itself?
Right. Is it Back to the Future or is it Terminator?
Yeah.
Predestination.
I think the main theme of Earth Divers, this comic, is the history we were taught even true? And I think that's what this is more about, because they're wondering if they got the history right. Because he's wondering, is this the right time? Am I, you know, maybe I got the culture wrong? Because he thought he studied, you know, to go back in time and try to blend in with the, you know, in 1492, and they can tell is an outsider. So it's an interesting concept, interesting ideas. I hope, you know, Jones's writing eases back on the text, and like you said, let the art speak for itself. But it's a cool idea, and it coincides with Indigenous Peoples Day.
Right, just landed right on it. So
yeah, and this I guess, I don't know if this is an ongoing series, but this story arc is called Kill Columbus. You know, so it's there to make waves. It's there, and it's from an Indigenous perspective, and that's what we think. You know,
nice.
So yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, you got me interested. You got me interested in it, to be honest with you. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Eli, what if I told you that the book I'm going to do is going to be the most controversial book we do tonight?
Okay.
The next one I'm going to do. Okay.
All right.
The next one I'm going to do is Avengers.
Okay.
But wait, I got to set it up. When I explain the story, you'll understand why it's controversial. Okay, so it's Avengers. It was actually a free comic book. Yeah, it's free on Marvel's website right now. Matter of fact, I might even put the link out if you want to read it. But yeah, we're gonna just jump into it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so the book is actually called, the name of it is Everyday Heroes. That's the name of the book. And let's just jump into it. Let's see if I can get to it. It's just a one-shot book. It's not like, and it's not connected continuity-wise with anything. Just a one-shot, get in, get out. But
Was
here's
it
the
on
reason.
Comixology?
It's not a it's on Marvel's
Is
website.
it on Marvel? Okay.
Marvel.com. So Marvel.com right now. Here's the reason the book is so controversial. Because it was sponsored and co-written by Pfizer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Co-written by Pfizer.
Yes, like they like sponsored it, put money up, and basically they put input on the book. So yes, this is a commercial, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's just jump into it. Like I said, you're among everyday heroes, you know. So they basically get into it, and the Avengers are fighting Ultron. Oh, matter of fact, they're in a COVID vaccination. They're in a hospital right now with COVID. They basically they're getting vaxxed, you know. And everybody's wearing masks, and they're watching the news. The Avengers are fighting Ultron. They've been fighting Ultron for a while. So basically, just like, and the granddad basically saying, like, I already know how this is going to play out. Ultron, because Ultron, I know everything about Ultron, kids. He's telling the grandkids like this. So Ultron was made in a lab, and when Ultron was first made, they didn't know how to stop him. He was just causing terror all over the world. But eventually, the Avengers got enough knowledge and did enough research on him to learn how to stop Ultron, you know. So, but the thing was, Ultron kept coming back. Ultron kept multiplying. There's a Pfizer commercial in the back of one of the panels also. You know? Yeah. And there was like, but every time Ultron comes back, and even though he comes stronger than before, the Avengers change up their tactics. So yes, the way they beat Ultron last time, it won't work the next time. So they have to change up their tactics because they learn more research. They learn more about them. And plus they have to use the community around them to help. You know, so you just tell them the stuff like that. Meanwhile, going through the history of how they fought Ultron, shit like that. Basically saying that Ultron was he's like a virus, you know. Yeah. So yeah. And basically the reason that the granddad knows all this stuff, you know, and they shot Ultron into space, that should happen too, whatever like that. But basically the reason the granddad knows this stuff, because the granddad used to work for Damage Control. That's how he knows. So he used to work with the Avengers back in the day. When the Avengers do some fucked up shit, he used to be the one to do cleanup, you know. So yeah. So, and that's the thing. So basically granddad saying, so, but don't worry, we got to count on the Avengers to do their part, and we expect the Avengers to do their part, but we have to do our part. And that's when the nurse comes in. So is everybody ready for the booster shots? And the kid's like, yay! And the ending panel, I got to show you this ending panel. Oh, the kids, like I said, the kids know granddad. I mean, the Avengers know granddad also. But we'll just skip to the end. Here we go. This panel. This the panel that sent everybody flying off the handle. I'm gonna see if I can remove this shit. Basically, the Avengers are standing there, and everybody is also standing there with them, with with booster shots, like with booster bandages.
Okay,
So, yeah. So you can imagine the folks that saw this.
So
like,
were they getting a booster for an Ultron virus?
No, they're getting a booster for COVID.
Oh, okay.
But the granddad was basically telling them how Ultron is like COVID and how the Avengers are like the booster shot, and making a comparison. So you should read the comment section on this Twitter page when Pfizer posted this shit. It's exactly what you think it is.
I had enough of reading the Indigenous People Days condescension.
So
I'm comment sectioned out.
yeah, it's there. You got all those guys that make those YouTube videos. That's just stuff like that. You know, it's funny. Even when the granddad says, "Don't worry, Iron Man will come out with a plan with the fight Ultron," because Iron Man is a scientist, and you trust science. Like, you don't go against science. So he says that in the book. I'm like, oh, that's really gonna piss people off right there. So yeah, and yes, this is a Pfizer sponsored book. This is just a commercial to get a booster shot. So,
well, damn. Maybe
yeah,
I got Moderna. What are they gonna? They gonna do a DC book? Like,
they want people to get Moderna. They don't want to team up with DC to do that shit. Oh man,
something.
So that's it.
Moderna, Dunkin' Donuts or something. Give me something cool.
Right. Oh man, so that's the book. So yeah, and keep in mind, Marvel did not advertise this book at all. I heard nothing about it.
I just looked on. I got Marvel Unlimited. I couldn't find it.
No, it's like on Marvel.com
or whatever.
Yeah, it's on their site.
Yeah, pulled it up on the app, and I didn't see it anymore.
I'll be out. The only reason I found out about this book, The Quartering, they went nuts over this shit. They were like, "Ooh, woke Marvel," stuff like that. So I was just like, let me just read this book. It's free. Let's just read it. And I can see how it can be polarizing, but at the same time, like I said, I'm not gonna get there. I'm not even gonna go there. Not gonna go there. It's Marvel is ballsy for doing this book. I just know that. Oh, shoot. Anything else you got? Or
nah, I'm booked out.
Okay, we're all booked out. All right, like I said, if you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Like I said, we couldn't avoid, not doing it today. Yesterday was just not gonna happen. Sorry, it just wasn't gonna happen. I got shut down. Next week we'll come up with some more stuff. I'm pretty sure some more horror stuff is coming out.
Halloween, I think, comes out on Peacock. The new Halloween
this week.
Yeah,
I will watch that. Okay, I didn't watch anything else, but I'll watch that. I gotta see how it ends.
I think that's about it, right? Or when does Black Adam come out? That comes
the
out
week
soon.
after.
Okay.
Yeah, which is weird for Black Adam to come out in October or some shit like that. I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, everybody check us out. Share our shit. Watch the reaction videos. We have another video online also right now. That is okay. We took the Thor versus Hulk, storyline from different episodes of the podcast. I passed them all together. They're in one neat little thing. It's like 30 minutes long. You want to just watch the whole complete story? It's there. We did it. So yeah, I chopped it down. It's easy to digest. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised.
This right here for the number one shit with your number one. You ain't number one, just another one. Now everybody saying that they number one.
Ring the alarm, the caterpillar keeps firing. Oh, we in the war, where butterflies keep dying.
I'm a product of Parker Lewis and Kubiak. If I didn't do this, where in the fuck would you be at? See, there's a difference between us. When I spit hit arenas, you would drip from my penis. I eat lions and sip hyenas. You number one when it come to slaughtered mics. I'm trying to be number one in my son and daughter life. All you niggas, my little rapper babies. Y'all my children, y'all bit my shit and contracted rabies. Don't you grade me next to these rappers, baby, that's degrading. My style got so many different facets, I switch into so many different patches. I'm skipping class to be fascinating. My pen is like Big Ben, this shit just a classic waiting. Your favorite rapper come at me, I just decapitating. Out here congratulating these has-beens who had they highs. These rappers only when they match just because they strategize. I bring Attica to these patterns and here's my battle cry.
Ring the alarm, the caterpillar's firing. Oh, we in a war where butterflies keep dying.
Hey, this right here for the number one shit with your number one. You ain't number one, just another one. Now everybody saying that they number number one kid, think your number one quit. Number one song, get your number one chick. Number one fly with your number one kid. When it's all done, then your number gon' swing.
Hold up, wait a minute. Guess what I'ma never do? Show so much respect to you that I feel like we're friends, so now we're no longer competitors. That could be the death of you. Never let someone who's not as smart as you gas you up and tell you something you never knew. Always stay professional. You always gonna make revenue. Don't let people next to you that don't want the best for you. It's completely normal to hold on to a regret or two. I do what I wanna do. They do what I let them do. Everything these niggas be saying is a fucking lie. It's nothing I can say to you that is real. Remember when you praising the butterfly? Don't you ever disrespect the fucking caterpillar.
This right here for the number one. Number one shit with your number one. You ain't number one, just another one. Now everybody saying that they number one kid, think your number one quit. Number one song, get your number one chick. Number one fly with your number one kid. When it's all done, then your number gon' swing.
You're looking at a tiller, the psychopath, the killer, the caterpillar. Don't tell me when I'm supposed to rap until, especially when your favorite rapper ain't even half as ill. A savage still attracts a banana peel, attack of the silverback gorilla. You're having a little trouble fathoming this is actually happening, like Anderson Silverback when he snapped the shit in half and then had the shit hanging by a flapper skin after he tried to plant the shit back on the mat again. Had to pin 'em batty like eyelids when they're blinking a lot. You copy me, but you're not. You can't be butterflies. My offsprings of this moss. I see that thing, I'ma squash it and rip the wings of it off. So ring the alarm, pull the extinguishers off the wall, set the sprinklers off. Like Jada Pinkett and Queen Latifah till the shingles come off the roof. Wheels shout at the ceiling, slaughterhouse in the building, middle fingers aloft. Say what I think when I rhyme in ink pen. I talk in a language I speak, it's my mind. Kingpin and penguin combined, spit like it's king of the dot. A singular thought, I think I will help you distinguish apart the frogs from the cream of the crop.
Wait a minute, hold up.
Like a flashcard, damn dog. Zach copying or paying homage. Sad because dad taught you to rap as a damn toddler. My dad is your grandfather. I have to rehatch on you. Come back as a black wasp. Half yellow jacket you can't swatter. Sasquatch dancing on top of an ant. Trample it and stomp it, smash it and stand on it. Damn it, I can't stop it. The rap is a badge and I'm going in like a tampon in this bitch. It's a manslaughter. Stamping out grasshoppers. You can't be no rap gods. In fact, you're exact opposites. You make a wax song and can't hold a candle, but even Danielson wax off. You jack offs. Need to come to grips like a hand job. The boom bap is coming back with an axe to mumble rap. Lumberjack with a hacksaw. Number one, but my pencils are number twos, cause that's all I do when I'm poop is my suit. And I'm on the John like a prostitute when I'm dropping a deuce. And when I'm producing them lyrical bound movements, these beats are like my saloon, cause these bars always got my stools in them. And I don't need Metamucil to loosen them. Bitch, shit is real like I pooped Jerusalem. I'm about to go spin another cocoon, and I'm cutting you from your mother's womb, then I'm flushing you.